Star 103.5 FM, and it is the Sports Chat. Of course, we're live on Facebook as well, and I believe that you are doing the lesson probably at home, in your car, probably in a trotro right about now. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jones Adzi, and this morning we have a lot for you. Of course, the Olympics is 2 days away. As I started yesterday, I would bring you some interesting facts from the Olympics, and then transfer stories, but most importantly, in the news, we are talking about the youth resource centers, and we'll be having a conversation. Yesterday, we started a conversation on TV, GH1 TV, and today we'll continue the conversation. What did we do wrong? What have we done wrong as citizens? Why is it that a facility would be put together, money would be invested, millions would be invested in a facility, commissioned, anniversary and celebrations would be held at the facility, and then it will be neglected. And we have a video for you, so you can join us on Facebook. We'll be putting that video on Facebook. You would see, yes, I'm talking about the whole youth resource center. So it's a packed show this morning, and then of course you can hear me. If you are able to hear me, it's because my technician Emmanuel Dongo is doing a yeoman's job. So welcome on board. We'll get straight into things, and let's start off. RTU last time around, they were actually in the news for bad things. We knew what they all did, and they brought players that were not supposed to play. Yes. And this time around, they have been fined by the GFA. So the Ghana Football Association's disciplinary committee has imposed a fine of 100,000 Ghana cedis on Real Tamale United, RTU, for behaving in a way that brings the game to disrepute, contrary to Section 34, Clause 6 D of the GFA Premier League regulations. Now, the disciplinary committee found that during the match day 28th game against Dreams FC at the Theatre of Dreams, Real Tamale United FC did intentionally deceive the match officials during the said game by using unregistered players to impersonate officially registered players of the club. Real Tamale United FC pleaded guilty to the charges and pleaded for leniency. The statement of defense filed by the club explained that the club were in a difficult situation and officials thought their actions on the day were intended to alleviate an already bad situation of the club, as the club's registered players refused to make the trip. In its ruling on the matter, the GFA disciplinary committee found Real Tamale United FC guilty of the charge and fined the club for misconduct. Officials of RTU FC who led the team to the said match have been handed a 1-year ban from all football-related activities with immediate effect. And the Real Tamale United officials banned are Idi Maza Al Hassan, Abdul Samed Idrisu, Abdul Gafaru Salifu, and then Tanko Gentuma. And then the last person is Sylvester Yao Ampaka. So they've been fined 100,000 Ghana cedis, and then the officials have been banned for 1 year. The question is that is that all? Would this actually serve as a deterrent to other clubs not to do so? 100,000. Well, time will tell. Time will tell. Well, let's move to the issue of the day and talk about the facilities. You know, in Ghana, we always say that we don't have good facilities. We are not able to get to the standard of facilities that we have. And then government decides to put together a facility for the whole people, the people of Hoa, the people of Volta. So it is in Adaklu. And then it is set up beautifully. Last year, the set of March celebrations were held there. The president was there. The vice president was there. President outside the country came. In fact, the whole of Ghana came to Hoa to celebrate last year. The set of March celebration, independence celebration. Then, when it was due that the facility be handed over, nothing happened. This time, a video popped up So in January, I went there myself. I took videos. I took videos. I placed it on my socials. It didn't come out. Thankfully, a new video popped out some few days ago, and the conversation is that the place has been left to rot. So this morning we'll be speaking to Jerome Apegbe. He's a media personality, a football enthusiast, and then he has been following this issue. I mean, I've known him all my life, and then I know that this issue is dear to him. What are the people of Ho saying? What are they doing? Are they just sitting and are they happy? So, good morning, Jerome. Thank you so much for joining us on Star 103.5 FM. I believe that you're not a happy man this morning.
Not at all, Jones. Good morning to yourself and the listeners of Starr FM. I would say that I am not happy this morning, so as other youths in the Volta region and who are at large, who are actually very livid at the attitude of politicians towards the sporting fraternity in the Volta region, my brother.
So let's start off quickly talking about what is the current situation, and then who is supposed to hand over the facility to be used, because we know the state of the whole sports stadium, and then we know how intentionally they asked that, see, let us renovate the whole sports stadium instead of sending the youth resource center to that location, but well, they ignored. So I mean, what is the current state right now?
Well, so as you already know, the whole sports stadium is in its appalling state as we speak. When it rains, football cannot go on at the whole sports stadium. It's in a very terrible. Any other option here that way. Now, when they build the youth resource center, guys.
Jerome, we are losing you. I don't know if you can reposition yourself.
Yeah,
so,
can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, I think it's okay now.
Yes. So when the government decided to build this center in Dakuru, which is close to home, the fraternity here was actually the work started. It got to a point. Then
Jerome, I think we would have to reach you again. It's very difficult to hear you. I don't know. The network is very bad. But yeah, can you hear me, Jerome? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can
All
you
right.
hear me?
Yes. I think just reposition yourself for us so we can actually. We are losing you.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. It's okay now.
So, like I was saying, when the government decided to build a youth resource center which is a few meters from home, sports people, Senator in the Volta region, very happy that of a pitch in the region.
Okay, I think we would have to reach you again, Jerome. Would have to reach you again. It's very difficult to hear you. So, there you have it. Well, for me, I've followed this issue for a very long time. So, if you care to know, there is a whole sports stadium that is in the center of town, and it is not in a good state. It is not in a good state. Trust me. If it rains, it's very bad. You can get to my Twitter handle. You can also join us on Facebook. There are visuals, I believe, on Facebook right about now. And see, the whole sports stadium is very bad. Right? The whole sports stadium is very bad, in a very bad state. And the people ask that, see, you want to renovate, just renovate the stadium for us. Why not renovate the stadium for us? Renovate the stadium for us, and then put the resources of the whole youth resource center into the whole sports stadium. They refused, and they sent the stadium to almost Adaklu. No problem. It was done, and it has been left to rot. All right, Jerome has joined us. Jerome, I think we can hear you now. Please continue.
Yes. Okay. So, Joe, I was saying that when we decided to build resource center in Adaklu, we were all happy to actually renovate the sports stadium and the facelift, and it means that the best pitches now for
the network has not been so kind to us, Jerome. I don't know, but it's so difficult to hear you. I mean, well, we'll try. We have some time. We'll try and then still get back to Jerome there. But as I was saying, so the stadium was built and then it was left to rot. Now, see, the stadium was 80% complete. It was 80% complete. It just needed an inner perimeter. It needed a goal post, and then it could have started football at the whole Youth Resource Center. It is very far away from town, but the people of Hull love football so much that they were willing to come all the way from the center of town just to come and use the facility. After the set of mass celebrations, nothing happened. We had nothing. The volleyball court has not been completed. The basketball court has not been completed. The tennis court has not been completed. And when you get there, the seats have spoiled, most of them. The washrooms are very bad. And interestingly, it was in a good shape. It was in a very good shape when the celebrations happened. So I don't know if we are being treated fairly at all. It is not fair. It is not fair that we would have a facility that is 80% ready and then we'll just ignore, turn a blind eye, and allow it to rot. It is not just fair. Well, finally, we have Jerome. Jerome.
Yes, Jones. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think hopefully we get you now. So what is the way forward? I mean, I've seen that a lot of the media people in the Volta region have been talking about this. If in the few weeks to come, nothing is done, what are we going to do?
Jones, to get the whole youth, which is based in Adam. It is in the three.
I think the network has not just been fair to us. Probably we'll get to speak to you on the game or tomorrow morning instead, because the network has been very, very bad. But then the question is, what happens? What happens now? Are we just going to turn a blind eye? See, I understand that when you get to Axim, the same situation. Yes, Axim. They've also decided, I understand that as for the Axim Youth Resource Center, it was done, completely done. Everything was done, and then it has also been left to rot. Are we being treated fairly? Are we being treated fairly as Ghanaians? Is it fair? Is it fair that we've called for a facility? See, in Ho, there is Home Stars. They play Division 1 football. In December, the stadium had to be used for a Volta fair. And Home Stars needed to find another venue, an alternate venue. If the Youth Resource Center was ready, it would have been used because it was built by then. But then, we've left the place, fouls around there, the bush. When you watch the video, if you just get to Facebook, I believe my technician has added a video on Facebook. Yes, you watch the video, the bush has grown very well. Yes, but then some months earlier, it was beautiful, it was brilliant, and that is what we decided to do in this country. Well, we'll move to the Olympics. I'm not a happy man this morning, but we'll move to the Olympics and then we'll talk about how Ghana would be participating in the Olympics. Of course, today some games would begin. Not officially, football would begin, and then I'll bring you all the fixtures that will begin in football. We'll see Guinea. So Guinea would be representing Africa. They would take on, they are in Group A, they would take on New Zealand. France would take on USA. Then don't forget that these are under 23 sides, but then they are permitted to bring at least 2 senior players. So 2 senior players can join the team, but then most of the players you are going to see in the football as part of the Olympic Games are under 23 players. So we would see Argentina also take on Morocco today at 1 p.m. Iraq will take on Ukraine at 5 p.m. Guinea will take on New Zealand at 3 p.m. 7 p.m. we'll see France take on the USA. Uzbekistan would play Spain. Egypt would play the Dominican Republic. And then Japan would take on Paraguay. Mali would play Israel. So these are the games that would happen in the Olympics. On Friday, the Olympics would begin officially, and the parade is going to be on the river. Yes, so this time the parade is going to be on the river, and I think it's just good that this time around things are being changed a bit. And well, we wish Ghana all the best. Lantam is here. His side, Manchester United, are doing very well, but I don't know, for him the Youth Resource Center is an issue for me, Lantam. And Who is so dear to my heart. It's so dear to my heart that I was there when the State of March celebrations actually happened, and the president came. And if you watch the visuals, it was beautiful. It was 80% complete in March, and then by December, nada. And it's crazy. And you know the funny thing, its settlement is in the mud. Its settlement is in the mud. When they came to build the stadium, thankfully, I was in SHS by then. Can you believe it? I was in SHS by then when the sword was cut. So the people were like, "Oh, just renovate the whole sports stadium for us because it is in town, and then we would use that one." And now,
Apaska
left to rot.
It's sad.
Almost $2 million. Oh.
It's sad that we do things, but then again, I'm not too surprised because we live in a country where we don't take maintenance seriously, and we live in a country where we just allow things to rot, so to speak, until someone draws our attention to it and makes a lot of noise about it. We just leave things to rot, and that's the sad state of affairs of this country. More often than not, it's sad.
It's not sad. Good. It's not good because we call for facilities. Okay, you've built the facility. Just hand it over. 80%. Hand it over. Hand it over. You know what? I suspect that.
And then you leave the facility. Yeah. It is not used, and all the money that has already been wasted on constructing the facility to the level at which it is gone down the drain.
It's gone.
And now, if you are going to revamp the facility, more money has to be spent. Yes. Even though the facility has not been used.
Well,
can you imagine?
And I suspect that they are waiting for November. You know, when it gets to November, then they would come around. Well, let's switch from sports. You know what's trending on Twitter?
What is trending on X?
E-Levy must go.
E-Levy must go. Well, from the high cost of internet data, to the E-Levy. Internet data is very, very expensive, and there has been some advocacy, especially on social media platform X, for there to be a reduction in the cost of internet data because it is just too expensive. And now, the E-Levy. Yesterday, the finance minister was in Parliament, presented the mid-year budget review, and, well...
Time will tell.
We'll talk about it on the board and stuff.
All right, so that was Lantam. He would be joining you guys soon, of course. Quick one before I leave. Enzo Maresca has been speaking, coach of Chelsea. He believes that Enzo Fernandez will not have problems when he returns. So Enzo Fernandez, of course, was in that viral video, and a lot has been said about that. And the coach says that, see, we have no problems at all. Enzo has apologized, and then he has also spoken about Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah has been left out, and he's looking for a new club. And we understand that Manchester United are trying to probably bring him to Old Trafford. So that'll be all for sports. My name is Jones Adzi. You can join us on the game at 1 p.m. We'll bring you all the stories around the world, of course, on radio and on TV. Lantam is up next with the Morning Show.
You're the best, number one, and nothing less. Lead me to my